First of all, I've watched you over the period, and I think you're doing very well. And I also think that people have watched you, and you've done very well for yourself. Save that today, before the process started itself, my observation was that you were a bit upset. And throughout the vetting process, you also used a word like, I don't give a hoot, which I do not think that for a diplomat, you should be seen to be using such words. It's a general observation. And if I do not like you, I won't tell you. Now to my question. I feel that Russia currently has presence in the region, in the region. And the strategies Russia use include the social media propaganda and cyber terrorism. Several media houses have reported cyber attacks to their online portals, which were traced to Russian origin. What's Ghana's foreign policy in reference to Russia wanting to have regional control or influence? And especially against the backdrop that my foreign minister nominee has been in Russia recently to help His Excellency the President launch a book on my first coup d'etat.
Well, thank you very much. And your foreign minister nominee has also been to the United States recently, has been to France recently, has been to the United Kingdom recently, has been to Ukraine recently. So let's place all of that on record. And I would like to proceed with caution that I do not think that, looking at how sensitive this role is and how, our foreign policy, which enjoins us to pursue positive neutrality, to be friends of all, enemies to none. I do not want to single out any country in this engagement for condemnation, for obvious reasons. I mean, when it comes from some other people, it depends on how it will be taken. But if it comes from me, even if I'm responding to a question, it can be taken as a position of the new government, and it can create a diplomatic row or a tiff, or even escalate into something else which we do not. So I would plead that, Mr. Chairman, you permit me to stay away from condemning specific countries. If you want me to answer generally, yeah, thank you very much.
Any further questions?
That is my foreign minister nominee, and I like the response. My second question, I actually had the opportunity of asking the same question to the transport minister nominee. And it has to do with the third-class treatment Ghanaian passengers face. It's a situation that for me is worrying. We are made to pay high fares, plane fares. We are given third-class planes or aircrafts. We are given terminals that are virtually unused or abandoned. And in fact, we are even served food on planes, which one can easily decline taking those. Mr. Foreign Minister nominee, any assurances as to how you are going to ensure that vis-a-vis what the Nigerians use, what the South Africans use, you're going to have Ghanaians use get similar treatment? Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Honorable Member, for this question. And it's a very important matter. And you will recall, if you go through the Hansard, you will see that this is a matter that I have raised on a number of occasions. And it's a matter we have to address as a country. And it comes back to the earlier point I was making. Our negotiation skills, our negotiation abilities, these airline operators are not doing us favors. They are here for business, to make profit. It's a commercial entity, and it has to be a win-win situation. You see other countries demanding high standards, even the fleet, you know, the quality of the service, you know, and we've had situations where you have airline operators even bringing aircrafts that pose security risk, you know, that are not safe for the use of our passengers. So one of the things we're going to do when given the nod is to collaborate effectively with the various sector ministries. What I like about the foreign service is that we are there for all, we serve everybody, we facilitate everybody's priority and everybody's engagement. So the transport ministry, the various ministries that will be responsible for negotiating some of these terms, including the finance ministry, we will facilitate and help in the coordination. And if we are invited to be part of those meetings, we will state clearly that Ghana deserves better, and we are not going to accept this discrimination. Related to that, another matter I'm very passionate about is how our visa applicants are treated. It's a matter I'm going to address strongly and forcefully. I mean, you apply for visa and you are treated as though you are some slave. Even decent place, a waiting area. I mean, I see sometimes senior citizens, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of our country, and they are just abandoned there, you know, the vagaries of the weather. They don't care if it's raining or if the sun is so scorching. You know, nobody cares. These missions don't seem to care. You know, we will not accept that. And we are going to engage with ambassadors that there ought to be respect for our citizens, for our people. You know, so be rest assured that in all of its, you know, variants and features, we will stand up for Ghana and insist that Ghanaians' rights are protected. And it's going to be a major area that we'll focus on as a ministry. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any further question?
Yes, just a follow-up. I was still going to indicate the issue of visa acquisition, and to still ask, I've seen that you have a broader knowledge of what the issues are, but I didn't see you adduce or give any solutions, because you just behaved like me. I know these are the problems, but what are the solutions? One of which is, are we even considering to expand or extend our visa-free countries?
Yeah, thank you very much. I've been trying to manage, you know, the chairman's restriction of the time and also providing solutions. That is why you may not be hearing a lot more, but I can really give you greater detail if I will be allowed by the chair. On visa acquisitions, yes, I believe that we should have more visa waiver agreements. I'm an advocate of that so that we can waive visa restrictions. I am also in full support of permitting Africans to travel to Ghana without requiring visas. And it's one of the final decisions that President Akufo-Addo took. I can commit that after discussions with President Mahama, it's something that's going to continue, because as a Pan-Africanist, he believes in that. We will just have to make sure that we look at all the security aspects so that it doesn't become a medium for all kinds of, you know, unwanted elements coming into our society to undermine the peace and stability which we enjoy. So the ministry is currently looking at the implementation, how to make sure that it works in the best interest of our people. So be rest assured that visa waiver agreements, you are going to see more of that. The last time we approved that of Colombia, South Africa, and I know there are quite a number in the works. We are going to work on a lot more visa waiver agreements.
Thank you very much. Any further question? Your last question.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair. So, Honorable Nominee, I've listened to you quietly throughout your submissions. One of the things I picked was your consistent conversation on unity, and basically narrowing it down to African unity. But I also observed that in the President's release, the EI, there was no consideration for Ministry of Foreign Affairs and regional integration. And against the backdrop that the focus is now to some extent on the Sahelian issues, and I don't know, I'm confused. Do you want to expatiate on why we do not have regional integration? And have you had the opportunity of talking to my very senior sister, Honorable Shelley Ayokoboche, on all of this?
Well, thank you very much. You are right that the new EI simply refers to the ministry as the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I have inquired and I have been duly informed that regional integration will remain a priority area. But the thinking is that let's not limit the scope of the ministry. That name suggests as though the ministry has one focus, even though regional integration is important. So we will maintain the Regional Integration Bureau. We are still going to be champions of African integration. Everybody knows that that is Ghana's forte. We are the foremost nation since the days of the Sajefo to advocate for an integrated, united union of African states. So that will remain a priority, but it's just a simple nomenclature issue. On engagement with the Honorable Foreign Minister, you do know, have continued to engage with the Minister and her deputies when I served as ranking member. Sometimes because of the oversight, you will understand that relations may not be as great because of the oversight and how passionate I have been about protecting the public purse. But it is definitely without malice, and I would put on record that we have great working relations. I have enormous respect for her, and I'm going to support her at the Commonwealth, where she has become the Secretary General. And you do know that our flag bearer at the time, President Mahama, put out a formal statement on our behalf, our collective behalf, celebrating the Honorable Shelley Ayokoboche on her electoral victory as Commonwealth Secretary General. So I have nothing against the former minister, and we'll work together within the Commonwealth.
Thank you very much. Very well.
Yes, I'm excited to know that there is a very good working relationship. I want to find out, flowing from that, if you want to be seen to be pushing for such very enviable positions. The Secretary General, I think I remember Honorable Natetekoda, and Honorable Ibn Chambers, and then now my venerable sister, Honorable Shelley Ayokoboche, and Kofi Annan. I want to see Honorable Okujeto. Are you going to assure us that it is a path you are going to push?
Honorable member, the question is overruled. You have to determine whether you can do that or not. And it's not a matter that you should be disclosing to the whole world. Thank you very much. To Honorable Roxanne Dapamo.
Chairman, Chairman, ma zamonu popo ma da gbogbo na mute Plola John Dramani Mahama. Abe ale na otiamiefu. Honorable Samuel Kujaba Ablakwa be na foreign minister na Ghana dukonene. Mio tonto batoto duko voter regime mi da gbogbo na. Togbe jekle pli o duko fi o cho bato o da gbogbo na. Ta wezo.
Mr. Chairman.
Babiara kama la sinyo. Babiara kakwe la sinyanya be. I will. Let me land. I'll translate it perfectly for you. Nyababia kwenya be na scholarship ya na chodububu made ali la wena wa camion of yosi. To wit. Congratulations. The entire voter region, the town citizens, especially the Bato citizens, they are very proud of you. And Togbe Jekle and his entire Chieftaincy Council, traditional council, they are proud of you. So welcome. Very simple question. How will you make easily available to Ghanaian young men who are desirous of studying, especially postgraduate programs in other countries, scholarships accessible to them? I thank you.
Majiba amashaba na nyaba doya mikata miawe na waja amashaba nu na miava duplola His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Ghana tokata wako jijo ba doa miewe ta akpanao. To wit, thanking my brother and assuring the President and the nation that we will work together, we will work hard to make sure that we do not disappoint the country. Scholarships is a very, very important matter. There are many times I've attended diplomatic engagements and I'm approached and told that, oh, we had this 200 scholarships, we had this 400 scholarships. You people are not coming up. The window is closing. What is happening? So I think that moving forward, we need to really pay attention to these bilateral scholarships that many countries provide. And I recall as Deputy Minister in charge of education, I negotiated the Hungarian bilateral scholarship, which every year 100 Ghanaians are accepted in Hungary for postgraduate studies. That is a sure way of reducing the burden on Get Fund, on Scholarship Secretariat, GMPC and others who are struggling with a narrow fiscal space to sponsor scholarships. If we really revamp our bilateral scholarships and we make it available, practically, what I want us to do is to have a dedicated website where all of these scholarships will be published. The criteria will be provided, and we are actually going to have dedicated officers who will assist our citizens to access these scholarships. There are too many of these bilateral scholarships that people don't know about. And by the time they even get to know, the deadline is over. You know, I know that countries like the UK, the US, China, Japan, South Korea, many of these countries, we have bilateral agreements with them. They have scholarships that often we are not able to take full advantage of. So it's a matter that is going to receive urgent attention. We'll demystify it, have a dedicated website for all of these bilateral scholarships, have dedicated officers who will facilitate the process. And the other innovation that you should also expect is that I want us to look at the passport fee regime again, so that we will create some dispensation which will omit some categories of Ghanaians, particularly brilliant but needy students, from paying passport fees. It should be possible to have them subsidized so that the frequent travelers in the business category, entrepreneurs, the rich applicants, they can pay a little more for expedited service to subsidize the vulnerable, poor visa applicants. I don't understand why that will be part of the package that you receive as a student when you are going on scholarship abroad, because you are classified as brilliant but needy. So why should you be struggling to pay passport fees? I think we can take a second look at the fee structure and exempt our needy students. So these are some of the interventions we will be doing in the area of scholarships.
Thank you. Any further questions?
Yes, Chairman.